Good morning, everyone. We are so glad you decided to join us this morning. My name is Maverick, and today I will be telling you the story of Daniel and the lion's den. So let's get right into it. Once there was a king named Darius, and you see, Darius was the king of a very large kingdom, so he wanted to appoint 3 leaders to rule over it, one of which was named Daniel. And you see, Daniel was the most hardworking, he was the king's favorite. So King Darius wanted to make him the only ruler. But when the other 2 heard about this, they really got jealous, and they tried to find something wrong with Daniel. But the problem with that was, there was like nothing wrong with Daniel. He always did, he was asked, he loved God, he read his Bible, he was a very good man. So they went to the king, and they told him that he was the most wisest, strongest, smartest king out there, and that his people should only worship him. And King Darius really liked this idea, so he decided to make it a law. He said that his people could only worship him for the next 30 days. And if anyone worshipped any other thing or any other god, they would be thrown into the lion's den. But when Daniel heard about this, he got really upset because even though he was really loyal to his king, he always put God first. So he went to his room and started praying. But when the other 2 leaders heard about this, they went and told the king immediately. And the king got very upset because he really liked Daniel. But since he had already made it a law, he couldn't change it. So he was forced to throw Daniel into the lion's den. And he put a great big stone over it so Daniel couldn't get out. But that night, the king was so anxious and upset that he couldn't eat or sleep. So the very next morning, he got his guards and his servants and went and removed the stone. And he shouted down to Daniel, "Daniel, you serve the living God, so has he been able to save you from the lions?" And Daniel answered back. He said, "Your Majesty, may you live forever. My God has sent an angel down and to shut the mouths of the lions." And the king was filled with joy because Daniel had been saved by his God. So he sent his servant down and went to get Daniel. But then, since the king had realized he had been deceived, he went and got the other 2 leaders and he threw them into the lion's den. And before they even touched the ground, the lions had already killed them. Which brings us to our bottom line. God is our protector. You see, you should always trust God because whether you're having a rough day or you're being thrown into a lion's den, God will always be there for you and he will always protect you. Which brings us to our memory verse. Great is our Lord. His power is mighty. There is no limit to his understanding. Psalms 147 verse 5. Well, that's all for today, kids. Thank you for joining us and we'll see you next week.